In 1769, a man built a chess-playing robot. It defeated some of the most powerful and intelligent people in the world. It toured Europe and America for decades. Everyone was convinced it was the most advanced machine ever created. There was just one problem. It was all a big fat lie. This is the story of the Turk, the greatest Khan in human history. It started when a Hungarian inventor named Wolfgang von Kempelen boasted to Maria Theresa, Empress of Austria, that he could build something nobody had ever seen before. 6 months later, he showed up with exactly that. A large wooden cabinet with a life-sized figure of a man sitting on top, dressed in a long robe and a turban, with a chessboard in front of him. He called it the Turk. Before every show, von Kempelen would open every door and drawer to reveal the inside, packed with gears, cogs, wheels, and clockwork mechanisms. Then he'd close it back up, wind it with a key, and invite someone to sit down and play. The Turk's wooden mechanical arm would slowly move across the board, pick up a chess piece, and make its move. If you made an illegal move, it would put your piece back and shake its head at you. If it won, it nodded 3 times. The audience was completely stunned every single time. And here's why this was such a big deal. This is 1769. No computers, no AI, no robots, nothing. Clockwork figures existed, but they just repeated the same fixed movements over and over. They couldn't respond to anything. The Turk could look at a board it had never seen, react to what you did, and adapt. To people back then, this wasn't just impressive, it was philosophically terrifying. If a machine could think, what made humans special? Word spread fast, and the Turk started beating everyone. Benjamin Franklin played it in Paris in 1783 and lost. Then in 1809, Napoleon Bonaparte sat down for a game and decided to cheat 3 times to test it. The first 2 times, the Turk calmly put his piece back. The third time, it swept every single piece off the board and refused to continue. Napoleon loved it and was completely convinced it was real. But here's the truth. All that machinery inside the cabinet, completely decorative. Hidden inside was a human chess master, tucked into a cleverly designed secret compartment that stayed just out of view whenever the doors were opened. They controlled the Turk's arm through levers and strings, and could see the board through a magnetic peg system that tracked every piece in real time. A candle, a cushion, and total silence. That was the whole secret. The most mind-blowing machine in the world was just a guy in a box. In 1836, Edgar Allan Poe actually got really close to figuring it out. He wrote an essay arguing that a real machine would always think at the same speed, make 0 mistakes, and have no reason to care about winning. The Turk did all 3 of those things like a human because it was a human. He was right about everything, but had no proof and people wanted to believe, so the Turk kept touring. The secret held for nearly 90 years, across multiple owners and dozens of hidden operators, before it was finally exposed in 1857 by Dr. Silas Weir Mitchell in a Philadelphia chess magazine. But by then, it was too late to see it in person. 3 years earlier, the Chinese museum in Philadelphia where the Turk was stored had burned to the ground. The machine that conned the entire world ended in a storage fire before most people even knew how it worked. And just to put into perspective how big this thing actually was, the Turk wasn't just some local attraction that people talked about for a few weeks. This went on for 84 years. It toured across Europe, city after city, country after country, drawing massive crowds everywhere it went. Then it crossed the Atlantic and did the same thing across America. Kings, emperors, scientists, philosophers, and thousands of ordinary people all stood in line for a chance to watch it or play against it. Newspapers wrote about it constantly. Academics published papers trying to explain it. People were absolutely obsessed. For nearly a century, the Turk was one of the most famous and talked about things on the entire planet. And the whole time, not a single person could figure out how it worked.